Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Things.
We're back, man. Episode 294. Before we get into it, I want to send a huge shout out to David Wilson, a.k.a. Baby Hulk. He just won his fight last night, first round, with a guillotine choke.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So shout out to him, man. God bless you, brother.
Imagine walking up on him. Like,
I know, right?
Beat your ass, little nigga. And then that nigga just put you in a chokehold.
That guillotine was so fucking strong that once the dude tapped and he finally let him go, the dude looked like he had a chicken neck.
Yeah.
He had like a bad case of chicken neck, man.
It was a loose neck.
Yeah. If he would have not tapped, he would have snapped his neck, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hell of a fighter, man. 5 foot tall. He is at a disadvantage every single fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no real advantages for a guy that's 5 foot tall.
Can't measure your heart though.
Nah, he can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude is in there.
He's like a very explosive though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he got that overhand too. Mm-hmm. And he times it right. And for some, I don't know why people can't defend it, but I think he might low-key kind of got long arms for being 5 foot tall.
Yeah, we got to check your wingspan.
Yeah, you got to check your wingspan out, buddy. Because he be catching niggas. He'll be fighting a guy that's 6'2".
Imagine he got like a 6'5" wingspan.
I'll be like, oh, he different.
He different.
Yeah, he look like he kind of got big hands too. It looked like it. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Either he got big fists or something's going on.
Yeah.
Because he hit a dude with an overhand. It's like he times it. You know what it is? It's like when he crouches, because he's already 5 foot, it's so deceptive that once he crouches and you think he like going under your, like he's like using head movement or something. You don't know what he's doing.
Hit you in the stomach.
Yeah, but they don't be that. He just crouch and come right over the top with a big overhand right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, man.
That's good stuff. Shout out to Baby Hulk, man.
Yeah, man. It's like fighting Wolverine on Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah. Shout out to you, man. We definitely plan on having a conversation with this guy, man. Huge friend of the podcast, man. And once we get the logistics all figured out, we definitely gonna holler at you, dog.
Yes, sir.
So shout out, man, and remain steadfast in your journey, brother.
Yeah.
All right, let's get right into it. This is a topic that is way different than fighting. Oral sex.
Well, you can kind of be fighting a little bit.
Mouth fighting.
Mouth fighting.
First round submission.
Throat jabs.
Throat jabs. Throat jabs. Oh my God. Oh, oral. It's an article basically. Oral sex is worse than smoking for throat. Smoking. Apparently, well, this is what this says. So let me click on the link. Oral sex is worse than smoking for throat cancer, doctor claims. All right, the doctor needs to lose their license. A young doctor says oral sex is a greater risk factor than smoking in development of throat cancer. Dr. Daria Sadovzia, a woman, made the declaration in a viral TikTok video despite the American Cancer Society citing tobacco as the number one risk factor for the illness known as oropharyngeal cancer. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Are you saying oral sex is proven to be number one cause of throat cancer? One TikToker asked her, who responded with a video bluntly stating, "I said what I said." Yeah, this is anecdotal at this point. This is completely anecdotal. It's not the truth. What she's saying is bullshit. Like, if you don't like sucking dick, just say that. Don't waste our time with this nonsense. For all the ladies and the fellas out there, if you like eating your wife's vagina, keep licking it, brother. And ladies, if you like sucking penises, please. We need more penis sucks out in the world. We go through a lot as men. We need it. Okay? Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this. This is like giving people a way out of oral sex. Because women don't like it when men don't give head. They don't like that.
Gotta lick it before you stick it.
Yeah, man. You gotta do something. Yeah, because I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, man. I guess there's some studies that show that there is a correlation in very low numbers. The analytics are very, 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 very low. Very low. All right. I guess they're
saying that the reason why the cancer would be a thing is just
HPV.
because HPV, right? And there's a lot of people that carry around, a lot of men that carry around HPV, and a lot of women that carry around HPV, and they don't know. So they're saying if you basically giving somebody head with HPV, you just swallowing a virus, and that's how that can lead to throat cancer. But it's the numbers are super low, in the single digit percentages. So. Yeah, I just think she probably just found a study or read a peer-reviewed article or something like that and was like, this is interesting. I'm going to share this on TikTok.
Yeah. And this is the thing about it, though, man. I just don't understand it. I feel like as people, don't ruin head. Like everything costs money. Head is free sometimes. But like, don't ruin head, please.
Yeah, we need articles to support head, not make it not try to get people away from it.
Yeah. You know what's funny about some of the women that are like, seriously, I don't want to give head because I told my boyfriend it would give me cancer. But if you found out it would give you a naturally bigger booty, everybody be giving head.
Dang, my booty getting bigger.
You wouldn't need to go to get a Brazilian butt lift no more.
Yeah. It's just very convenient. You know how that goes. If it could benefit you in some way, then it would be a different story.
Yeah. Because they even make up things like colorful things about when we give women head. Like what is it? It'll make you have a thicker beard if you give women head. Supposedly,
yeah. Put some hair on your chest or something.
Like, stop it.
Yeah,
stop it. Okay. Because you know what's sad? It's some dude out here with a bad beard. They got like a bad Jay-Z mustache, and they've been giving head for weeks.
Yeah, just waiting.
The only thing they got on their face is pussy juice. They ain't got no hair. It's like, come on, man, this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
the head is crazy, man. I think I was telling Keith that I was a victim of this manipulation that this young lady had did. Sometimes head can be highly manipulative, and I know you guys are thinking like, how is head manipulative? I'll explain. I was having relations with this young lady, and she started doing oral, right? And I'm trying to explain this in the most non-nasty way, but yeah, she was doing her thing, and she was going crazy. And I said, "Oh my God," like out loud. And then after I said, "Oh my God," her sucks changed up. All the sucks changed up. She started acting like she didn't know what she was doing all of a sudden. It just like. The head went from like literally 100 to like, it was like probably like 19-year-old head or something. Dang. Like you don't have no experience.
You went from 100-year-old head to 19-year-old head?
I went from like Pornhub head to not even knowing what was going on.
Dang.
And I think it was manipulation. It was like almost like I don't want to, like she wanted to give me like a sample. And I didn't say anything. I wasn't disrespectful. I didn't even like point it out. Like, why'd you stop doing it like that? I didn't say nothing. I just felt used, man. I felt like she lied.
You think she was a little bit embarrassed?
Embarrassed of what?
Like, dang, my head giving skills is too good. Like, I need
probably.
To chill out. Yeah.
But I mean, like, don't hold back on me.
Yeah.
Okay. I want all the head.
Yeah, that's crazy. Why would you change up the tech? Usually you continue to do what works, if you getting some sort of confirmation from the person you're having sex with. But why would you do something the complete opposite of what's working?
Seriously, she made me say the Lord's name in vain. I said,
yeah,
oh my God.
If I'm going to sin, at least the head got to be fire.
It was, dude, it was like, hot, hot, hot. Oh my God. I was like, you ever seen a cat drink milk? And the cat just taking little licks off the milk?
Them little bit.
I was like, dude, this is insane.
Yeah. Dang. That's tragic.
And you know at the slam dunk contest, how they hold up the numbers? Like this would be like a 2. It would go from freaking a 10 to a 2.
The first round was a 10 out of 10. First round was a 40 across the board. And then after that, it was just like 8.
Yeah, and for the small percentage of women that listen to this podcast, before you get offended, think about all the times you got bad head from a guy. Like a guy was licking on you and he thought he was really doing something and it was not good. There's ways you can learn if your head is good or not.
Yeah,
like if you licking and it just seemed like it's just like there's Women will let you know when it's good. But
I've definitely given some bad head before.
Oh yeah, we are. That's how you learn, man.
Yeah. People's vaginas is shaped different too.
Way different.
Because the technique that might work on somebody might not work on somebody else. And you going in there confidently too, and you just can't find the clitoris.
Yeah. Thick women, sometimes they must be too fat. You be like, dang, this vagina is too fat. Like not fat like in like obese, but like it's just different.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just
different shape.
It's a different shape. Some girls got them skinny small ones.
Yeah.
And you can locate everything very easily. And then the other ones you can't. Mm-hmm. And you just trying to figure it all out on the fly.
Just figuring it out on the fly.
It's like lying on a job interview or something.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, I've been eating.
And some women get impatient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be like, you'll go to the job interview like, yeah, I've been eating pussy for years. And you'll be like, where's the clitoris?
Can you lead me to the clitoris?
It'd be different, man. It'd be hidden sometimes.
Yeah.
When the girls be having them different ones, it'd be like, you be having a knock on it like, hey, is clitoris there? Hey, it's me. It's Eddie. Is clitoris there?
That's funny.
But I think it's bad though if it's right there.
Yeah.
Some women got something it's right there,
it's
bro.
Right in your face. It's looking right at you.
It's right there.
You don't got no excuses then.
It's sticking right out. It's right there.
Yeah.
And you like licking way underneath it.
Yeah.
You got to get right on there, man.
Yeah.
You got to take directions too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you giving bad head, they're going to tell their friends.
Oh, yeah.
Now
you will never get another opportunity.
Now you stored in her phone as bad head.
Dang.
She's like, oh, hell no. Guess who calling me at 2 a.m? Is it bad head? Yeah, it's bad head. Women be talking, bro. They talk a lot.
Yeah.
And I've had mixed reviews. I could tell you that much. I'm sure some girls got me in there like stored in her phone as bus fast.
Bus fast. BF. Oh man. My BF coming over tonight. Oh, your boyfriend coming over? Nah, girl, bus fast. Bus slow was busy.
Oh, you'd be fucked up. She got a real nigga in her phone, and I'm right there at the top. She got me as bus fast, and she got other niggas Busta Rhymes.
Oh man,
it happens, man. You don't always have your best performance.
That's the cold part. Because sometimes you don't really get a second opportunity.
No, because women don't want to give you a redemption story. Like it'll be. I've had some situations where I didn't perform very good.
But that's the thing. Like you, as just a normal human being, depending on the day, depending on the last time you rub one out, or the last time you had relations, or whatever the case may be, or how long you've been waiting, or the quality of the the genitalia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a lot of factors that go into it. So I think that men need a little bit more grace. That's what I'm saying.
We do.
Women out there.
And also I don't think women realize this, but we're not just robots. I think as men, you also have to kind of turn us on too. Mm-hmm. Like there has to be something that on your end that helps us out. Mm-hmm. Like we don't just like show up and we just hard on demand. Mm-hmm. Like it's gotta like the situation and the surrounding.
Nah, I've definitely been hard on demand. I've definitely been in the car ready to go.
It happens, man. But it depends on the girl too, because sometimes you don't get as worked up for other women.
That's true.
It happens, man. Yeah. It happens. It's a human experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What the hell is that noise? Oh, it's nothing. I thought it was somebody outside or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but yeah, man. I don't know what you guys took from that story, but if you like giving and receiving, please keep doing it.
Some stuff is just worth the risk.
Yeah, it's a lot of women out there that need head, man. So keep doing it.
Yeah.
Keep helping them out. They probably had a stressful day, but. Ladies, you got to step your head game up because sometimes you just being manipulative out here.
If you do decide to give head to your girl or your partner, whatever the case may be, and you do happen to get throat cancer, just hopefully that person will hold you down when you're going through your chemotherapy and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Because if it's me, I'm going to be like, I was eating that pussy out.
Dang. Dang.
Fuck it. I might as well keep doing it now. You thought you was eating that pussy good before. Once you get that vibrate machine on your throat, you're going to be there like,
Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah, she ain't never going to have to use that rose no more.
Dang.
She ain't got to use that. She ain't got to use that vibrator or nothing. She just use your voice.
And then the niggas will get excited because that's an extra hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You be doing auto-tune on that pussy. What's that song? They used like that little voice thing back in the day. Was it Zapp and Rogers?
Oh, yeah.
Don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Now it'd be like, now my head is stronger, bigger, faster, stronger.
Better, faster, stronger.
Now that don't kill me. Can only make my head stronger.
Oh, man. You be on that pussy like, computer love. Oh, man. I think it's time to move on. We just getting way too silly with this
Too
shit.
raunchy.
Yeah, it's too bad. All right. Switching gears. An increase in car repossessions. Man, this is extremely unfortunate because we live in a time where the price of everything is going up and people are trying to keep up with their bills, man, and it's happening. If you ever had an issue paying your car payment, that doesn't make you a bad person. It just means you didn't have the fucking money.
This makes you a broke person.
Yeah, you might be broke in that moment. And also, on top of that, I hate how we create these reality TV shows like to reflect the despair of the average American person. It'll be like the repo guys or whatever it is, and it'll be somebody like, hurry up, we got to back it up and get the car out. And then they drive off and they're like, hey, wait, you took my car. And then the repo guy is like, well, you should have paid your bill. It's like, it does not make them a bad person because they couldn't pay the fucking car note. It's just a part of life.
Yeah.
And it happens sometimes, man.
Sometimes people make sacrifices too.
Yeah, sometimes a lot of Americans are choosing between what bills to pay at the current moment.
For sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
even though, people be like, well, you're paying your rent or you're living in your house still, you're buying groceries. It's like, if I don't buy groceries, I'm going to die.
Right, 100%.
If I don't pay my phone bill, or not my phone bill, but if I don't pay my car note, then, I could still ride around here.
Yeah, it's insane, man. Mm-hmm. And as a person that has been through a repossession before, it's a hurtful situation.
How did that happen?
I didn't pay my bill. That's how it happened. I was in college and I didn't have enough money to pay my car payment, and it went over
a car note.
Yeah, the car note. It went over 2 months, and it wasn't even like a new car at all. It was a fucking 1988 Chrysler LeBaron. Mm-hmm. It had a little turbocharger on it, and they came to my job. I was working in Sears at the time, and I just seen it.
What'd you say?
I was just like, dude was like, are you Eddie? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, we're taking your car. I was like, I know, man. All right, man. Damn. He's like, all right, dude. He had zero empathy.
Damn.
He was like the stereotypical, like, don't give a fuck tow guy.
Yeah.
He just took my shit.
He's doing his job.
Drove off, man. It sucked.
How'd you get home?
I got a ride. And then also I was taking the bus. Mm-hmm. But, like, I think it's important to hear these stories. And the reason why I'm very transparent about this stuff is because we're humans. Like, everybody doesn't have money like that all the time. It happens, man. And if there's probably somebody listening to this and they're deciding on what bills to pay and what bills not to pay because shit gets tight sometimes, man. Mm-hmm. That's real life, bro.
Yeah.
And, especially during the pandemic, a lot of people got fucked over. They didn't have, they didn't work at jobs that had a reliable, like, luckily I'm a truck driver, now. So it's like, regardless of where the economy is, there's always going to be work.
Yeah.
For me, that's what happened.
Yeah, there's always going to be some trucks running around. But
here's some stats. It says, if you've been noticing an uptick in tow trucks on the roads in your town, you're not alone. Back in February, Cox Automotive indicated, what we're already intuitively knew. car repossessions are up, way up. After a sleepy time during the past couple of years, Cox found that nationwide the rate of vehicle repos had increased a whopping 20.4%. That is insane. The bad news is it looks like this is only the beginning of a trend that continues to grow. This is sad, man. Mm-hmm. I don't even find it funny. I've literally been at the grocery store one time, and it was this family over at I was at what's it called? Albertsons, over off of Brundage, right? And there was this family of probably like 5. It was like a dude, and he had like 3 kids with him. And when they were in the store, when they came out, they were getting their car repossessed in the parking lot.
Dang.
And I just felt so horrible for them. Mm-hmm. They were standing there with groceries and shit. And I said, hey, man, I don't got a lot of room, but I'll give all you guys a ride home. I told him, I said, you can put your groceries back here. He said, hey, man, I appreciate it, but we already got somebody coming. I said, all right, man, I'm sorry that happened to you. And he's like, it's all good, bro. And it's just, I could just see the defeat in his eyes as the father, as the leader. The
somebody
leader
that the kids are looking up to.
Yeah, you know, it's so defeated, man, that they took it away.
Yeah, man, life is real. It's that's crazy how it works, man. Like when you don't have money, your life is altered in a way where you can't really do anything about it. You know, there's nothing that can change that embarrassment outside of just having more money. You know, you can't positive affirmation your way out of that situation. It just is what it is.
Yeah, you can only speak so much into existence. If you ain't got no money, motherfuckers want money. They don't care about your anxiety. We live in a results driven society.
Yeah.
So I know we have things like depression or anxiety or, you know, whatever. But when the bills due, they don't want to hear about your anxiety. Anxiety don't pay any bills. It don't pay no rent. It don't pay no car payment. Nothing. Mm-hmm. If you tell your car people, hey, I had to take a month off of work, I was really depressed, they'll be like, okay, you better depress your ass over here and make that payment. They don't give a fuck about shit.
Yeah.
They're like, you got our property. You better pay on it. Mm-hmm. You can't say, hey, I know I haven't paid my mortgage in 6 months, but I've been depressed.
Yeah.
You think that the bank gonna say, oh, we understand that you've been depressed.
The bank don't care about your mental health.
Let's give you another year to get that figured out.
Yeah. That's the crazy part. There's really, unless you're dealing with like a human being, you know, sometimes your landlord will let you pay your rent late or something like that. Right. But for the most part, the big entities do not care at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. You can't go to McDonald's and say, hey, look, I usually have money, but I'm really hungry and I don't have any money. They're gonna be like, ma'am, can you move it along, please?
Dang. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't give you McNuggets for McNothing. You gotta pay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's fucked up, man. Right now, society is not very forgiving to people that don't have the money to pay for goods and services.
Yeah.
You know, growing up in poverty, like when I was a kid, we didn't have a lot of money. And there was times when fucking electric got cut off, man. Mm-hmm. It was absolutely embarrassing. Mm-hmm. You know, being a kid that grew up not having a lot and the lights get cut off because, you know, parents lost the job and couldn't pay the bills and y'all in the house with motherfucking candles on and shit. Mm-hmm. It's an embarrassing feeling to go through that.
Yeah.
That's why I give a lot of people grace. I don't judge people for what they have and don't have. If somebody doesn't have a car, I don't be like, why don't they have a car? What's wrong with them? I mean, like, bro, like it does not matter. Mm-hmm. Did you know that there are people out there that would judge you? That there are women that will not even date you depending on what kind of car you drive. Mm-hmm. There are some, and I don't want to just put this on women. There are some people that if you don't drive a certain truck, they be like, why don't you have a truck? Why don't you have this or that? You should really get a truck, man. Mm-hmm. It's like, what? Like, why are you worried about what the fuck I'm doing with my finances?
Yeah, cars are expensive too.
Yeah, you should have a house. I seen a house for about $350,000. You could afford that, man. You should get a house. It's like, dog.
Yeah. The thing with a car too is that it's pretty much like a continuous bill. As much as like you can pay off your car, but you still got to put gas in it.
Yeah.
You still got to pay your registration fees, and you get the car smogged and all these things. It's like, it's just a constant bill. So
It is.
I don't know. There's a super convenience about having a car and just being able to drive wherever you want to. But sometimes like catching the bus is not that bad. Get that little month pass for, I don't know how much it is now. Back in the day.
The bus is fucked up, Keith.
Back in the day. No, I'm just saying it in terms of the cost of just riding a bus around.
Yeah.
Like, back in the day, the bus pass was like $30-something a month or something like that. $40 a month.
Back when I was in high school, that shit was like for the month pass. I think it might have been 20.
20?
Yeah, but it definitely went. By now, that shit has to be over $50 by now.
Yeah, I know it's pretty steep.
It's got to be steep.
It's probably closer to like 60.
Bro, all I know is back in the day when I was riding the bus, or in Bakersfield, it's called the Golden Empire Transit, the Get Bus.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you would get on some buses and they would smell like straight shit.
Yeah.
Like it smelled like somebody just came on the bus to take a shit, dude. I think the worst experience I probably ever had on the bus, and I was just like, what the fuck just happened? I got on the Get Bus, right? And I used to like sitting towards the back for some reason. I know Rosa Parks fought for us to sit in the front. We never sat in the front of that motherfucker. Right?
The monthly pass is $57.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah.
Bro, I sat down one day and the seat was moist.
Ugh.
I said, yo, I'm about to get home and take these clothes off. The seat was moist, bro.
What did it smell like?
I don't know. I didn't really smell anything on it, but it probably was on their pants.
God damn.
Either somebody soiled themselves or they just had a wet ass. Because sometimes it could be sweat.
Sweat, yeah. Be hot out here.
Yeah, and that's bad. Some people got real
swamp ass.
Yeah, some people sweat profusely, man.
Yeah.
I know a dude that was like, he sweat so bad that like when he shake your hand, the sweat on his body jump off onto you. You'd be like, man, if you don't get lost, motherfucker, and stop sweating on everybody. God damn, dude.
Yeah. I don't have any not any bad stories like that on the Get Bus. Luckily, when I was riding the bus a lot, like they were starting to they put like the newer buses in there. They got some of those newer buses, so those ones were fairly clean, and most of the buses that I rode were going straight to school, so it wasn't too crazy. But yeah,
man, the buses I was on, them motherfuckers was old. They was old. All the seats were stained up.
Yeah, and
then like the nastiest thing you could do on that bus, the nastiest thing you could do, believe it or not, is if you stood up and you grabbed that pole. Mm-hmm. You know they had a pole that you grabbed so you wouldn't fall down. Mm-hmm. You grab that pole, bro. You done touched every doorknob, every booty hole, every armpit. It's like, oh, so fucking nasty.
And that's going back, from the genesis of that bus.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. It's so fucking nasty.
I wonder if they were sanitizing them more during the pandemic.
They had no choice. It probably became like a policy. Mm-hmm. But I think the most wild shit I ever seen, like I seen at the bus stop, is it was a bus that was called the Express that took you to BC back in the day. Mm-hmm. You would catch the Express and it would just take you straight to BC. It would hop on the freeway and everything. Yeah. And it'd take you straight to BC. Mm-hmm. And I remember the Express took us downtown to the downtown bus terminal, and I was waiting for the bus driver. And to the left, it was a little alley that had a dumpster, and it was a homeless person. And you could tell they was like mentally ill or whatever. And they jumped in the trash can, right? And he pulled out his Carl's Jr. bag, and it had like a bitten off hamburger and like fries and stuff. And then he poured the bag of food on the ground, and then he started stomping on it, like stomping on all the burgers and stomping on the fries and stomping on just kicking it and shit. And then he picks it up off the ground and start eating it. I'm like, this nigga is not human. This is crazy.
Yeah, the mashed burger.
That motherfucker stomped it on the concrete after he took it out the trash and started eating it. I'm
That's
like,
wild.
Where's the bus driver? I need to get the fuck out of here. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That was the moment, bro. That was like a Kodak moment. Like, I am never riding this motherfucking bus again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm never riding this bus again. I'm so mad that my car got repossessed. Now I'm watching homeless people eat out of trash cans. Fuck.
Yeah, you see some wild stuff on the bus.
Yeah, people selling pussy and shit at the downtown bus terminal.
Oh, they were slanging the
Man, they were slanging head like
slanging they pies.
they was slanging head like Pokemon cards. Man. Yeah, man, they was getting some Charizard head.
Yeah. You see so many different type of people, you know. There's some people that's trying to further their education and, you know, going to school and they're really good students, and there's some people that's just going to work, and then there's some people that's mentally ill. And,
Yeah, you got too many people mixing at the bus station.
it's just the variety is
Too
too
much.
much. Yeah.
You got the introverted, nerdy person in the corner next to the loud homeless person that's talking to themselves, and then you got the gangbanger, and then the racist person, and then you got the Karen that's on the bus. Then you got
couple niggas that's just fresh out of prison.
Yep, straight out of prison. They looking for any reason to stab or fight somebody. Then you got the old person that talks to everyone on the fucking bus.
Yeah, I don't like the friendly old dude on the bus.
Oh man, they latch onto you for. And look, I'm a talkative person, but it's like they latch onto you and they don't let up.
Yeah.
It'll be an old person like, I like your shoes. You'd be like, oh, thank you. You know, back in 1945, they had some. You like, God damn.
Someone gave me this old white dude. He was in a wheelchair too. He gave me a whole explanation as to why black girls is thick.
What?
And he was like, yeah, it has something to do with like the salt content in the food back in the day when they were slaves and stuff. And now I was like, I don't want to hear this.
What?
Yeah.
Nah, you're bullshitting.
This is a true story.
What, was you going to BC at the time?
Yeah.
And he told you why black women was thick?
Yeah.
And he was in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
He probably got a point because that's why he in a wheelchair, man.
Yeah.
Black women so thick, they
Probably
put his ass.
backed it up on him, huh?
Yeah, she threw that ass back and broke his legs.
She threw that ass in a circle, huh?
Yep, they threw the ass in the circle. And now he's sitting on two circles. That's fucking crazy. Isn't this crazy how things come full circle, right?
It's a circle of life, huh?
It's like black women are so thick. That's why I'm in this chair right now. Oh man,
That's crazy.
that's wild, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know one thing this is one thing I would like to let white people know so they're privy to it. I think sometimes when white people say like wild stuff, they don't think it's wild and they don't think it's racist, but it be coming off weird, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'll be some shit like and trust me, I don't think that they racist when they say these certain things, but I think that they are tone deaf. Like it'll be like, hey, what's going on, man? Like, oh, nothing much, man. Just trying to figure it out. You know, like my sister dates this black guy, right? And you be like, nigga, what? We just met.
Yeah.
We just met, bro.
He'd be like, hey, man, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Hey, my sister's boyfriend kind of has hair like yours. And I'd be like, oh, man, why? Why you gotta say it?
Oh, or to be like the extremely liberal, extremely
concerned about your
community. I have a neighbor that's black, very beautiful, very fine, very awesome, very neat.
I love black women, dude. Black women,
they're just the greatest. They're just the best. And I have a black neighbor, and she's just so nice, and she's always been very, very kind. You were like, lady, just stop with this awkward, very liberal.
Yeah.
You got the two sides. You got the very liberal, awkward conversation, and then you got the very like right wing, like they don't know that it's bad.
Yeah, I don't know which one is worse.
They'll be like, you know what? You're one of the good ones.
Yeah.
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 You're one of the. You know what, Keith? Let me tell you something. I'm not friends with a lot of blacks, but you're one of the good ones. Oh, thanks, Butch. How you? I appreciate it.
If you wasn't so dark, you'd be one of us.
Oh man. We had a dude named Robert that I used to work with back in the day at this plasma center I used to work at, and he used to crack racist jokes on me, and it was like 4 Mexican dudes and then me, right? He was the only white dude, but he would like say racist jokes, but that shit used to be funny, bro. That shit just be funny, bro. Oh man, like I came in late one day. He's like, "Tell lady that there's no chicken here today," or some shit. And then I was just laugh. It was, I don't know why it was just straight blatantly racist jokes, and that shit was funny, bro. Oh man,
That's crazy.
it depends though. I think you could get a racist joke off, but it's like it's got to be in good faith.
Yeah.
If you just like don't know me and you just telling me about, you telling me about chicken wings and shit, I'm gonna be like, hey, look here, motherfucker. Wait a minute.
You also got to be funny.
Yeah, it got to be funny.
You can't be like, there's some people that know that they know in their heart of hearts that they not funny. Like they don't get laughs around their friends, but they want to be funny around like the black guy, and that don't work.
Yeah, you're like, hold on, I gotta put away my food before the blacks steal it.
Yeah,
you're like, come on,
that's not funny.
Come on, man. Nobody laughed at that joke.
Yeah,
nobody laughed at that joke, Arnold. Oh man, we went way off topic. Let's go ahead and move right along. Switching gears.
Yes, sir.
Ex-NBAer Joe Smith furious over his wife's OnlyFans page. All right, let's go. Let's talk about it. Ex-NBA player Joe Smith is not a fan of his wife's latest business venture, absolutely losing it after finding out she has an OnlyFans account. Smith's partner of 5 years, Keisha Chavis, a former adult actress who went by the name of Yasmin Pendavis, I'm about to look her up, shared footage of his reaction to discovering her XXX subscription-based profile, and he was pissed. Just finding out you got an OnlyFans page all these years, Smith said in the clip, adding she should have had a conversation with him before hopping on the platform. That's bullshit. Smith, the number one overall pick in 1995 draft, said, that's fucked up, Keish. I'm telling you, that's fucked up. Keisha defends herself, claiming she isn't doing any work with other people, so it's my body, my fucking choice. She also said she tried numerous times to come up with a solution to her financial status together, but ultimately decided to revisit her former career path. Okay, well, here's the thing, right? I don't feel bad for Joe Smith after looking up some stuff, because there's a few things. Mm-hmm. One, Keith had brought me up to speed about he had previously been unfaithful, correct?
Yeah, he was slaying dick.
So he was unfaithful to her, right? And once you become unfaithful as a man, you don't really have much navigation over that relationship. Mm-hmm. Like I've mentioned before, the dumbest thing you could do as a man is cheat on women. And the reason why is because women, they may even forgive you in whatever the case, but she might go fuck somebody 10 years down the road and you'll never know it.
A porn star too.
You never know, because that's how women work. Sometimes they just, they forgive a dude, the dude that cheated on them or lied to him, and then 7 years goes by, she's faithful, everything's cool, and then all of a sudden, the right dude come along. Mm-hmm.
At the right time.
Yeah, she cheat, because some women be saving they cheats. They gonna save they cheat like, I can't cheat with that person. That's he ain't good enough.
Not worth it, huh?
It ain't worth it for me. It ain't worth it. And then the right cheat come along and they gonna be cheating like a motherfucker. Right? And that's only one phase of this.
I heard I was talking to this girl once, mm-hmm. and she was in a relationship. And she was like, she basically said, I don't cheat no more. But I was just like you were a reformed cheater.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it stops at me. So man, so
yeah. What do they call it? With Cheaters Anonymous?
It's just
it's like, I don't cheat anymore. I am not a cheater. You're like, they'd be like, and it's sad. Some people they're in denial.
It's like, my name is Ashley and I'm a cheater.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a serial cheater. Yeah, but no, man, you lose any form of navigation over a relationship as a man when you cheat on a woman. Mm-hmm. Once you do that, they may forgive you, but they never fucking forget. Mm-hmm. So that's why you got to be solid. So she'll never have a reason to step out. If she does, then you could just get rid of her.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like a rebuttal. It would just be something that happened, and then you can move on with your life. You can move on with your life. All right, so that's one thing. Also, she was literally a porn star with porn star credits. So you dated a woman who had a lifestyle like that. This is why I mentioned a person's past matters. This is for women and men, right? So
If a woman was out here and she was living a lifestyle of her sleeping around and stuff, that's fine. She could do that. But you as a man do not have to accept that. I don't care what society tries to make you feel bad. If you don't feel comfortable with a woman that has slept with a ton of people, you do not have to be with her. The same way with as a woman, right? Okay, let's say, oh, hold on. Here's one, Keith. You know how you'll hear women screaming, my past doesn't matter, and you're just insecure. Ladies, would you date a dude that admitted that he beat his ex-wife for 10 years? Right? And him and his wife broke up because he was beating her? Would you date a dude that said, hey, that's in my past. I used to beat women in the past, but I don't do that no more. Would you feel comfortable with him in your life? You probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
So before you try to say, oh, you know what? That was in my past. A man putting his hands on his wife for 10 years and they broke up because of it. You don't have to be okay with a woman beater. So why do I got to get a hoe?
Yeah.
Hey, man. Call it what you want. But that's the truth. Right? That's like, okay, what if a dude was said I was experimenting in college, like I'm not gay now, but when I was in college I fooled with a couple guys. Do you think a woman would be okay with that shit?
Yeah. Now I got throat cancer.
Oh, man. Yeah, they would not be down with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do not have to just accept people's past, and it's not coming from a place of judgment. You got to understand that a person's past can manifest itself in the present. That's how it works. It's no different than, and we got to stop lying to ourselves and saying like, oh, somebody's past doesn't matter. Oh, if it doesn't matter, then why do so many adults suffer from childhood trauma issues that affects their current relationship? You can't say a person's past doesn't matter when most people have childhood traumas that affect them as adults.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Why are we acting like it doesn't matter? It's hilarious. The fact that there are some people that have all kinds of traumas. I've heard people say like, I do this now because I'm healing my inner child, or I'm doing this or I'm doing that. And it's because they have legitimate childhood traumas.
Yeah. I think that for me, I think the girl, she didn't really do nothing wrong. Like I just based off of the information, to find out that your wife has an OnlyFans while you're, being recorded and, you just don't know. I think that's just an unfortunate part of how we utilize social media now. But in terms of her story, just knowing all the surrounding evidence in terms of him, stepping out on her, basically having a whole nother relationship, a whole nother romantic life outside of her. And all she was doing was, she had the OnlyFans, but she was doing like solo stuff, just stuff probably with some toys here and there, and maybe chatting with people online and maybe sending them little personal messages or whatever. That was, that's wild, but it's also a rebuttal to her man, essentially not taking care of the house. And she also was mentioning that she did it as a result of, needing some bread. She said like, hey man, things were getting tight and I had to, resort to what I know how to do best. And that's, utilizing her body to make some money. So, knowing all that, but I will say she definitely taking advantage of this situation.
Oh yeah. She's trying to get that OnlyFans popping.
Yeah. She was on the spot. She was on a podcast with Mace. And Cameron, I think, and then Cameron was flirting with her. It's like, man, I like how you got your cleavage set up right there. Like, it look good.
Yo, what would I have to do to get you on a date? Yo, what I gotta do to, like, if we wanted to, let's just say hypothetically, I wanted to hang out with you. Could I do that, shorty, or what? She's like, I don't know if you can hang out with me. I am a married woman. He's like, no, I'm not trying to interfere with your marriage or whatever, but, I mean, we could really hang out someday. That'd be cool. I could bring you down to Harlem. We could hang out.
It's crazy because, like, when people be getting them new teeth, like, it changes the way they talk.
Oh, yeah.
You notice that? Like, the teeth be kind of big and it be, like, changing the way they pronunciate words.
Cam a smash her and then make a fucking song about her. I had her in the Trans Am. I was blam blam. You be like, come on.
She got her OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, only bands. I hit them only yams. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, too, she told him while she had the live stream going, you knew who I was when you met me. Like, you know what I was doing when you met me. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, like, this is why we have to stop saying a person's past doesn't matter. It does. Like, and it's also, it's not all on her. If she was that upfront about what she was doing, you can't get with a woman and try to change what she's doing. This is why I think it's important. You need to find a woman who has the same idea of a relationship that you have. Not exactly, because it's never going to be that way. However, if you guys have the same idea of or direction of where you want relationships to go, that's the best woman for you. Do not go date a stripper and complain she's stripping. That is foolish, man.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. But also, as a response to what you've been doing, like this all starts and ends with him stepping out on a marriage.
Yeah,
you know, like you got to be. This is different if this happens in a vacuum. Like you've been the prototypical husband, taking care of the house, you know, paying for everything, and you know, treating your wife, you know, good, and then she created OnlyFans. That's a different situation. But if I'm out here, I'm cheating on my wife, she doing all this stuff, and I know she got a history of doing porn, and she kind of letting you off easy by doing the OnlyFans thing, because she could be doing way crazier stuff. Oh, yeah. It's like you needed to take that on the chin. Like you can't. That's like the nigga complaining like you've been cheating for 10 years, and then she finally you catch her texting some dude, and then you flip out on her. Yeah, I think it's probably gonna rub some men the wrong way, but like men need to choose better. Mm-hmm. You need to choose better. If you claim to say that you want better women, then choose better women then. Yeah. Like just bro, at the end of the day, it comes down to you. You would never have this situation happen to you as a man if you dated women more intentionally. Now, if you just trying to catch a vibe and you just trying to hang out and have a good time, that's different. But even that comes with a certain responsibility. Because just because you want to just catch a vibe and fucking hang out and have some drinks, you can't be with no crazy girl to do that either. You still want to make intentional decisions to be around a certain energy. Yeah. Right? Everything as an adult needs to be intentional. Because if you're not moving with intention, then anything that's going to happen to you, it's going to happen to you. Mm-hmm. And you won't have any control over it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, bro, I don't know, man. I see this far too much. Mm-hmm. And not just with guys like Joe Smith, who's an ex-NBA player, but like regular dudes like, you know, Bob and Jerry, mm-hmm. you know, regular 9-to-5 worker dudes that are like, I caught my fucking wife sleeping with my best friend. You know, all I did was be good to her and I paid the bills and did that. It's like, dog, first of all, you need to choose better friends. Yeah. If your homie is fucking your wife, you need to choose better friends. And then you also need to choose better women. Yeah. I think that people hear me say that and be like, bro, but you're holding the wrong person accountable. Bro, if your friend and your wife is fucking, you chose 2 wrong people, not just one. Some people will say you chose the wrong wife. Bro, you got bad friends. Yeah. There's not been, bro, I can't even fathom the thought of trying to move in on a friend's girl. I just could not do it. Mm-hmm. It's just not in me, man. It's not in me to do that. It's so many women in this world. I don't need to try to fuck your girlfriend. I can't. Yeah. I've had women that was dealing with like somebody that was like a homie, but they was like, they broke up, and then the girl was like, hey, Eddie, how have you been? And I'm thinking, what's up, big head? Like, why are you in my inbox? And then I'll purposely leave that in there and be like, yeah, everything's great. I hope all is well with you. And then just move on and not respond to nothing else. Mm-hmm. I'm good. Yeah. I don't want your, like, nah. And it's a lot of dudes that will pick up on that and really be hanging out with them. Mm-hmm. Nah, man. Yeah. I'm good. But, yeah, Keisha, get your money. Get your money, girl. Hell no. I'm not going to be the one advocating this nonsense. Get a You got an OnlyFans. What's wrong with that?
I'm not supporting that shit.
I'm just saying, get your money.
Get it a different way, man. You're married. You got your booty. You putting fingers in your booty hole for money?
Bruh, it's a lot of married people with OnlyFans out here.
That's insane.
She's already in an adult entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, she just retired for a little bit and came back when this is just like Jordan on the Wizards.
I don't know, man. You got to do better, folks. Because this OnlyFans shit, it's going to be gone one day.
Yeah.
And you know what's sad? When OnlyFans goes, they're not going to be able to keep like all that behind the paywall. All that content's going to be free.
Yeah. It is now to some extent.
Yeah, but the thing about it is it's going to be out on all the porn platforms.
Yeah.
Like all the Pornhub and all them other ones. All this OnlyFans shit is going to be on it's going to live. Anything on the internet is going to live forever.
Yeah. Some stuff though, like the OnlyFans, they got a tight cap on their stuff. You do see some stuff. But for the most part, they got a pretty tight cap on the content that they post on there. Some stuff does get out, but like what's her name? Leaning to the plug and with the black dude. That got out too fast.
Oh yeah.
The same day that was across the internet. That mug was crazy. But yeah.
I forgot about that.
That paywall will be working sometimes.
Yeah. I just can't see myself paying for porn.
Mm-hmm.
There's just too much free porn on the internet, man. You got real bills to pay, man. Stop paying for porn.
Yeah.
You know what? Instead, the money you would spend on porn, go ahead and actually take a woman on a date.
What if no woman wants to go on a date with you?
I don't know. I still wouldn't be paying for porn.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little steep.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, it was some people that got real porn addictions, and
they be having deals though. Like sometimes around Valentine's Day, you might get a little browsers deal.
That's like nah, man. That's nah. Yeah, just stick to the free stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
All you need is the 2-minute videos, man.
Yeah, BF.
Oh, bust fast.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. All right, switching gears. Kendrick Lamar creating a minimalist phone. I guess these phone capabilities are not much. And, he's Kendrick Lamar's doing Kendrick Lamar things. All right, this phone with no ads, few apps, and infinite scrolling is designed to be used as little as possible. Let's see here. The mystery of PG Lang deepens. True to its name, short for program language, the company founded by Kendrick Lamar and Dave Free has moved its own rhythm and pace since being officially founded back in March 2020 with a code of easily decipherable to those on the inside. With Kendrick at the helm of the artist, like this Baby Keem, blah, blah, blah. I don't need to read all that. Here it is. All right. Today brings a new piece of PF Lang's puzzle partnership. So it looks cooler than Adamantium iPhone or whatever Apple's dropped recently. The draw here is that as far as modern phones go, it isn't very smart. As the press release it, the Light Phone 2 is a premium minimal phone designed to be used as little as possible, built with the essential utility of our modern smartphones without the distractions. The Light Phone 2 is just a phone, according to F8 Frequently Asked Questions. The core model Light Phone 2 supports phone calls and text messaging, no images allowed, and comes with an alarm, and that's it. Users can add a handful of additional features, but the phone will never have social media, internet browsing, email, news, or ads.
Dang.
Okay. So the thing about it, though, it's a minimalist phone. It's a minimalist phone. However, I just thought about something, Keith.
What's that?
Kendrick is making his phone, I'm pretty sure he feels there's probably a lot of distractions and, things of that nature, right? And Kendrick is a guy that will be gone. He'll be completely absent from any worldview for years before he releases an album. Mm-hmm. Kendrick Lamar doesn't want to be seen. That's just who he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, J. Cole is kind of that way, but not really. Like
he's more outside than
he's
Kendrick.
more outside than Kendrick, right? And he'll be on a bicycle sometimes, J. Cole, just out and about.
Yeah.
People have seen him on his bike, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he'd be in New York riding a bike.
Is that J. Cole?
All in the bike lane, ordering sandwiches, or ordering hero sandwiches.
Yeah, they'd be like, what the fuck? Is that J. Cole? Mm-hmm. And it's so random that you just like, nah, that's somebody that looks like J. Cole. That's not J. Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people, and then you have a hoodie on too, it makes it more confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, anyways, I got to push back a little bit on this because Kendrick Lamar is a music artist. His music is on Spotify. His music is on all these other streaming platforms that are on smartphones. Mm-hmm. So although I agree with this phone, Kendrick Lamar, how are people supposed to listen to your music?
Yeah.
Right? That's one. That's one thing. So I think it's in that way, it's counterproductive to his music. That's one thing. Also, we do live in a time, I feel like we're overly connected and we do have FOMO. We have a fear of missing out. Mm-hmm. So our phones are in our hands because we feel like we're missing out on something. We don't understand what an urgent message is anymore. We don't even know what breaking news is. We feel like every message is urgent and we have to respond to it immediately when that's not true. Mm-hmm. And also, we don't know what breaking news is. They just write breaking news on the title, but it's just some more bullshit. So we always feel like we have to be connected to our phone. Mm-hmm. And the fact that we're overly connected, it's affected too many things.
Yeah.
The way we date people, everything. Like people, if you're not on a dating app, your interaction with women, it drops big time. And I'm bearing witness to it, but I'm cool with it. So I'd rather be in a situation where I have to literally connect with women face to face. Mm-hmm. Because when you go on a fucking dating app, it's just swiping through people's faces. It's terrible. Mm-hmm. It's like a fast food restaurant. It's like literally pulling up to a Wendy's window, like, let me get that 4 for 4. Mm-hmm. But instead, you like, let me get some of that pussy and that big booty. Yeah, I'll get a Mexican one, a black one. Let me get a white one too. We're not supposed to be connecting that way.
Yeah,
I think that might be what Kendrick Lamar is seeing is the negative side of connection and over connection, and he's trying to create a product for people who don't want to be connected.
Yeah. No, I think it's I personally don't see pretty much anything wrong with it. I think that I do get what you're saying as far as the like it's almost like Kendrick Lamar selling to his competitor or like selling his competitor in a sense because he's creating a phone or a piece of technology that essentially doesn't provide people the opportunity to listen to, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Mm-hmm. But I think that, he's kind of moving in such a way that this is more valuable than any album probably could be, honestly, because technology, no matter whoever the richest musician is in the world, physical, like hardware, is much more valuable than music anyways, So he had 250 of them and he sold, how many? I don't know how much they sold for online, but they were probably like $300 or something like that. So
that's a lot. Yeah,
so that's good money. That's probably more money than he made in the first couple of weeks of his album cycle. So I think that, that's one thing, just him kind of like dibbling and dabbling into different fields. So there's a benefit there. And, as we know, musicians are, everybody's moving in a space where they're trying to sell physical things because we know that the value of the music is not what it used to be. Whether you got J. Cole selling shoes or you got, Drake with his, what's it called, Nocta clothing line or, pretty much anybody they're just having like different revenue streams. But I think me personally, I think it's dope. Like just to disconnect. Like I went to my friend's wedding and it didn't really happen in real time like it was probably intended, but it was a quote unquote unplugged wedding. And I don't necessarily like that because, I don't know where I'm going to see those pictures from the wedding at, but they have like photographers and videographers and stuff like that. So I don't know if he's going to post it on Facebook or whatever, or we're going to get a link or whatever the case may be. But, like if I don't know where that content is, then I'll never see like pictures from my friend's wedding. So I don't necessarily like that. But I say that to say like, there are spaces where people are trying to like unplug. They're trying to get away from like us like living so much in our phones and trying to relive things in our phone. And they're just trying to, live in real time. But I think that I personally like, I don't got the funds to do it right now, but I would like to test it out. I would like to, and it's only a SIM card. So if you just, took your SIM card out of your phone and just threw it in there, you could operate the phone. But I would just want to know like what it would be like not to be disconnected, how much more productive I would be, how much more work I would be able to get done, and in that same article, in the GQ article, it mentions that Seth Rogen, he basically removes his internet or, turns off his Wi-Fi or turns his internet off when he's writing just to be glued in. And, because I know for me, when I'm creating, whether it's like music or writing scripts or whatever the case may be, I do get distracted sometimes. And if a notification pops up on my phone or whatever, sometimes I'll take a little bit too much time, or like I'll look at, the Instagram inbox or whatever, and it would just distract you. But, I will wonder what life would be like if it was literally just text messages and phone calls. And even that can be distracting, but it's a little less distracting than the Twitters and the emails and the everything that's going on the internet. So,
you know what? Even though this minimalistic phone seems like a decent idea for certain people, it also doesn't matter, because I think that realistically speaking, you can remove things from your life in order to not be distracted by them, and that's fine. However, in the real world, you must also be able to be surrounded by distractions and still not be distracted. That is more realistic. Having this phone, like I told Keith earlier, I've been binge watching Snowfall. And like I have the phone on and, I might get a notification. I might look at it while the show's on and I have to rewind it. So I said, hey, I'm turning the phone off. So like 2 or 3 episodes, my phone's just turned completely the fuck off because I want to stay engaged, right? So I'll just cut my phone off. But I think being able to manage your phone while you have all these apps is just as powerful as having a phone that cuts everything off.
Yeah.
But can we be real? I don't think the average person's capable.
Yeah, most people can't do it, so you got to get the light phone too, man.
But what I don't like about the light phone too is you don't need to buy it. Just get a fucking track phone. Get a flip phone. They still sell them. You get a flip phone for $50. You don't need to spend $300 on this.
Yeah, but there's a value in it. Ain't no value in no track phone.
What's the value in this?
There's a resale value.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Why? Because it's a limited.
It's an asset,
release?
is what I'm saying. Yeah,
an asset.
Yeah, there's people already reselling them on eBay. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that in a time like this, the resale value comes from Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar built his status to do this. If you are just a regular guy in the tech world, I'm talking about a guy that is not popular, and you come out with this phone, no one gives a fuck. Mm-hmm. Absolutely no one. If you're David Chambers and you say, I have this mind-blowing idea, and the mind-blowing idea is to create a phone with no fucking features on it, no internet, no apps, only texts and calls. What do you guys think? They're going to say, get the fuck out of my office. I don't want to hear this shit.
Yeah, it's branding. That's everything.
Kendrick is the brand.
Yeah.
And I think that with Kendrick, he gets to, with a guy like him that may use a phone like this, he can do it because he's Kendrick Lamar and he is surrounded by people who have phones. So he doesn't need really to even have a phone if he doesn't want to, but he's created a life that allows him to do this. A lot of people, we still need to be connected to certain things or have some levels of convenience, depending on what we're doing. Because if you're looking for certain information, you want to cross-reference it, so you're going to use your internet browser. But yeah, it goes back to the point that just most people do not have the discipline for it.
Yeah, I think, but that, I don't know. That's just, um, that's what separates people, though. I think that, discipline is a thing that is a thing that separates the extremely successful people to the people that's just like living at the effect of every time their phone goes off, they got to grab it. And I'm not saying that I don't do that, but I'm just saying like that's, we spend so much time on our phone, not making money, not doing nothing, not learning anything that it's just unfortunate. But I had when I was in school, I had this assignment, and it was in like a marketing class. And it was a Thursday afternoon, and the teacher was like, he gave his whole lecture about whatever marketing thing. And then at the end of it, he was just saying like, hey, I have an assignment for you guys. Basically, I want you all to go as long as you can without your phone and, document your experience and, create a PowerPoint based off of what you learned and answer these following questions. And so I took it. I'm not even going to say I took it serious. I just did the assignment. Like, it wasn't like a challenge for me. It was just like, I'm just going to do the assignment because I want to get the full benefits of what we're trying to learn or researching, right? Mm-hmm. So after class, I turned off my phone. And the only reason I used my phone was for my alarm. Like, I literally turned it on airplane mode. So it wasn't completely off, but I didn't get any like notifications or anything. And I went the whole week up until like the following week without a phone, and the only difference is sorry, I keep my mustache is tingling, but
I hate that.
It's just annoying.
It's just getting in your nose.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The only thing, there's a few things, there's a rhythm to like how we use our phones, right? Mm-hmm. So say we got an elevator in the office. So when you get on the elevator, it's just you dolo. You probably gonna pull out your phone and go to social media, whatever the case may be, or look at your text messages, or look up something to listen to when you get in the car or whatever. Like, we just have that sort of rhythm. So like when I would be standing waiting for the bus, I would be like, oh dang, I don't even got my phone. Like, or I would be like thinking about something, and I'd be like, oh, I wonder what I wonder what year Jaws came out or something. And then you'll try to pull out your phone. And you don't have, so just the convenience of like Googling something was obviously gone. Directions, places, I would have to like make sure I knew where I was going before I left the house because I didn't have, the Google Maps or whatever. As far as communication goes, it didn't really, the only thing that affected it like throughout the whole week was like I had roommates. So, there was people around me that like if I needed to know something, I just told them like, hey, my phone is off. So like if you need to talk to me, just talk to me or whatever, knock on my door or whatever the case may be. So there wasn't many situations where that was really affected. As far as my family back at home, I just told them like, hey, if you need to message me, just message me on Facebook or something like that. Because I was still able to use my computer, but I just didn't have my phone on me at all times. And then there was one situation where I actually went out and I was trying to get this girl's number. And I said, hey, I don't have my phone, but if you text me or whatever, take my phone down and then text me. And she had texted me. And then like when I checked the following week, I was like, oh, snap, I'm going to see if her number is in there. And the message didn't go through. So, yeah, that was the only bad part. That's the only downfall.
Keep cock blocked yourself trying to do the
myself.
Fucking homework project. That's some real nerd shit right there.
But when I went back to school, when I went back to class the following Thursday, I realized that I was the only person that went that far. I was the only person that had did the assignment to all, like basically the whole week. There were some people that was like, oh, I left class and then I had to go to practice, so I had to text my coach, and or there was like people was like, oh, I had a meeting with the fraternity, so I couldn't go without my phone. So just different things like that.
Yeah, the tough thing about phones, not having a phone now is it's I don't say it's virtually impossible, but it kind of is. Back in the day when you don't have a phone and you have phone numbers that either in your wallet or whatever the case, you also were more likely to remember numbers back then. Mm-hmm. So now, if most people don't even know their own fucking number if their phone went off, you know, so it's just a different world we live in now, man. I looked at some old pictures from high school, from like me and some of my classmates, and I think what tripped me out more than anything, because I mean it's been 20 years now that I graduated in 2003, is nobody had a phone in the pictures.
Yeah.
Like literally no one had smartphones. No one had nothing back then. Everybody was just taking regular photos too, like doing a hand like this. That's back when people actually took normal pictures. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, everybody got to be having a certain pose and shit. Mm-hmm. So it's just weird when you look at, like, I lived enough life without smartphones where I remember, like, you genuinely can navigate without smartphones. Mm-hmm. We just live in a world now, we're so immersed in it that we think that we need them. And also you mentioned, like, if you're on an elevator, you just pull your phone out. We have to stop using our phone as a crutch. Mm-hmm. I think that what happens too is when people get a little nervous on a date or things get awkward or whatever, they want to pull their phone out. Mm-hmm. Or when you're trying to ignore somebody or whatever, you pull your phone out. Stop using your phone as a crutch. Yeah. This phone to us is more than just a phone. We use it to ignore people while looking right at it. You get a phone call from somebody or a text message, and then don't get no response. But if you go to Instagram, or if you go to Instagram or Facebook, you see that person with a green light on their phone. Mm-hmm. It's like, what?
Yeah, so they on Facebook or they on Instagram.
My thing is, I don't think anyone is obligated to respond to me right away. However, I could get the fucking message after a while. If I send you a text or whatever, or I try to hit you up, I already know that the average American is on their phone all day long. They're on their phone and if it ain't all day long and they get off it and they're at work or whatever they're doing, they are still back to their phone within 3 hours.
Yeah, that's the trash part about being single. Like, you know, something that I don't miss at all. Like, just that the game of, is this person going to respond to me? You know?
Yeah, it's just a big game, and I don't play games. So with me, I don't hold anybody in a place where I text you, you should respond in this time. But what I will tell you though is when women like you, they respond so fast that you can't even get another text off.
Yeah.
Man, I've seen women text messaging on the freeway driving 90 miles an hour. Please don't tell me that you're too busy, because I see it. As a truck driver, I look down at people's cars and they are all on their phones.
Yeah.
All motherfucking day long. Mm-hmm. So it's like, man, yeah. I think, honestly, too, I think people were more genuine when there weren't any smartphones.
Yeah. And
the reason why, too, is because they didn't have this thing to distract them. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. I think that I'm going to be more conscious of when I'm doing it, because I'm pretty sure I still do it. Yeah. Not to the magnitude of what I used to, right? But I still do it.
What if, I don't even know if this is a good idea or if it actually worked, but you could kind of just do it on your own, but like a PG Lang app where it just turns your phone, like it kind of dumbs down your phone, you know?
That would have been a smarter idea.
Yeah.
To have an app that connects and shuts everything off.
Yeah. But hardware is the thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. So
yeah.
I'm gonna buy one. I'm gonna give y'all a review.
Ain't no review to have. It's just it's very simple.
I mean, it is a review. You're talking. I'm just talking about my experience of not having not being on Instagram or whatever the case may be. I think you just be more productive. There are people like there are people that you know, they got whatever title in their bio, right? Mm-hmm. Anything from I'm an actor or anything from like I'm a photographer or whatever. And social media is part of it. And I'm not even saying that this needs to be like a permanent thing. Like this isn't like for the rest of your life. If you want to do that, that's fine. But I just think for like, you know, like 3 months, just see what, you know, there's some people I know that are doing on YouTube. There was a video that I seen. It was like a social media cleanse, and he was just documenting his experience not being on social media. So I didn't watch the video. I just seen the headline. But there are people out there that are
You
doing
want to
it.
know what? And man, this is a great idea. I don't know why I thought about this, but it's true. I've had a PG Lang experience.
When you went to trucking school,
When I went to trucking school, I literally I basically logged off and signed out of all of my socials. Instagram, I wasn't on it. Facebook, I wasn't on it. I wasn't on Snapchat. I wasn't on shit. Only thing I did was a phone call or a text. And whenever I had an idea, let's say I wanted to have like a Facebook post or something, like I had some on my mind, I would just had notes in my phone. And I would go to the notes in my phone and I would just type it, put it in my phone and save it. And like by the time I went back to social media, bro, I had like 75 notes.
yeah. Imagine, this like version of you or like a creative out there, a comedian or whatever. You tuck away, and then how long were you in trucking school?
Oh man. Oh shit. That was over 2 months. Like it was a total of almost 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months. That's a perfect time to like, in 3 months, if you go away, you just completely eliminate social media, and then just tuck away for 3 months, and then your whole day is spent creating whatever that is.
Yeah.
And then just come out on the other side of that with like content for the whole year,
Or just better. I don't see this a whole lot, but I've seen people just disappear from social media and they come back like 75 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They come back like 75 pounds lighter, or they got some new job or some shit like that. And I'm like, that's like the most quietest flex ever.
Yeah. That's
a quiet flex.
Steve Harvey has that video that goes viral every now and then where he just talks about, just going away for 3 months, and just working on yourself, working on your craft.
Yeah, man. I mean, the thing about it too is everybody wants to try to be better and do better right in front of everyone's face. I think that you're still, believe it or not, I think that's a symptom of too much social media because you're looking for an audience. When you're looking for an audience and say like you're posting stuff like, I'm going to get better and I'm challenging myself, or I believe in God, or I believe in this, or I believe in that. It's like you're still looking for an audience. You know that you don't have to post any of that shit. You don't got to post any. You ever seen a motherfucker say, I'm leaving social media? Like, why are you announcing it? Like, we're going to be looking for you.
They got the peace sign in their story.
Yeah, like, just get out of here.
Yeah, it's like, I barely watch your stories anyway.
Just remove yourself from social media.
Yeah.
And and I will say this. I'm going to keep it a buck. I was more productive. Like, in that time frame, because I was switching careers. And so that was, 2015 when I was getting my CDL. So I was more productive. I didn't have any distractions. And one of my classmates at trucking school, Marvin was like a good example of like, how to, stay locked in and to study and the things of that nature. So I had two things. Not only was I not distracted and I was focused, but I also had somebody that was an example of like, how to stay locked in on what you want to get done.
Yeah. I just say it because like, like I said, if I do get like save up some bread, I'll get it. But it's I look at my routines sometime, and I'm just like, dog, I waste a lot of time. I'm pretty productive as a human being, but like I still waste. That's like if I could tighten it up, that much more. Like that 30 minutes that I spend there. Like imagine if that's 30 minutes every day writing, or 30 minutes every day like developing some idea or whatever. You just realize like, that $300 investment into the phone, like what would that benefit? Like if you were able to spend like, or save X amount of time on the internet. So I don't know. Just as far as like, I've seen the benefit of it before, but I just want to see how like, like you said, like taking your truck school experience and taking it into this version of my life and seeing, how much more productive I could be in that way. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I did have internet. I did have internet and I did have YouTube, but I didn't use them. I almost feel like when you have those apps, they bounce off each other. And you tend to use one more than the other.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, I know for me, even if I didn't have Instagram or whatever, I say like, well, I'm not gonna use this app or that app. A lot of times you just divert that time and spend it somewhere else, So you might delete TikTok, but you might spend most of your time on YouTube Shorts, or you might delete Instagram, but be on Twitter scrolling all day.
Yeah, there's just certain things, man. And I'll say this before we move on. I think there's certain things that certain behaviors that we've adopted that are not normal. I've seen people, like after my dad passed, I've seen other people too. They had a lot of family members that passed on, and it seems like they kind of harp on it on social media. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of a symptom of you being oversaturated in using your phone too much.
Yeah.
Because I think some of these, and I'm not telling anyone how they should grieve. However, I think that you can do that offline. Mm-hmm. You don't have to post, your deceased parent every other day.
Yeah.
I see that way too often, and I could speak on it because I lost my father, But it's just something that I deal with on a personal level. Mm-hmm. I don't feel that it's like, I just don't feel right, like publicly always displaying like how I feel about it. Mm-hmm. But I see people do it a lot, and I start to think like, is this for attention? Mm-hmm. Like, what is this for?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they too plugged in.
Yeah, they too plugged in, man. You got to disconnect. You got to disconnect. You got to back off. Mm-hmm. And you got to know when, like, oh, I'm just on my phone way too fucking much.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, get the screen time down. I
think mine was down 20% this week, which is pretty good.
Yeah, mine's is down pretty significant. But I think what it is I was intentional when it comes to I like putting on a podcast or a program and like playing it all the way through. Mm-hmm. There was a thing I seen 2 live streams with Wiz Khalifa. Man, that dude he's a what do you call it? He's an elite conversation. Mm-hmm. Wiz Khalifa is funny, engaging, really sharp. And he was on 2 live streams. He was on one with Community with AD, and then he was on Back on Fig with T-Rail. Mm-hmm. It was over 3 hours each episode, bro.
God dang.
He was on both of them. That's over 6 hours of content.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to that live stream, and then I'm going from that. I'll go and listen to like Joe Rogan and just getting information or listening to conversation. I feel like that's cool. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just me, but I don't feel like you're wasting time listening to a conversation.
No, not at all. You could get something out of it for sure.
Yeah, you get something out of this. Mm-hmm. And also, too, that's my bias because we do a podcast. So,
yeah, I want everybody to listen to podcasts.
Yeah. And you can watch it, too, and you can look at Keith's hair. All right, let's go ahead and get out of here, man. Let's wrap it up with this last one here. The rapper, Macklemore, speaks at a pro-Palestinian rally in D.C. But we've already have spoken about this, or not this, but something about this adjacent, I guess. Mm-hmm. And let's go through this article real quick. In quotes, rapper Macklemore said, "They told me to be quiet. They told me to do my research, to go back, that it's too complex to say something, to be silent in this moment." And he said, "In the last 3 weeks, I've gone back. I've done some research. I'm teachable. I don't know everything, but I know enough to know this is a genocide." He noted in the quick speech that he wasn't the most qualified to speak on the controversy. So, Macklemore and every other celebrity or every person, if you don't feel you're qualified to speak on something, you just told yourself how much you should talk about it. None. Mm-hmm. That's self-awareness. When you don't know enough about a certain subject matter, leave it alone. You don't got to take sides. You don't got to be free Palestine or Israel. Mm-hmm. You could just say, "Hey, I don't know enough. I'm still learning." Mm-hmm. But to just be pro-Palestine or pro-Israel, bro, no.
Yeah.
You're not going to see me doing that. Mm-hmm. That's why we talked about it. When we did speak about it, we talked about it not to talk about it, but instead to tell you, do not form a strong stance on something you do not know enough about.
Yeah.
However, it takes a certain amount of self-awareness for people to understand they don't know enough.
Yeah.
Why is it when people say, "Hey, I don't know," you know how much power and not power, but you know how much Yeah, power. You know how much power it takes to tell somebody, oh, I don't know that much about that. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I don't know enough to be speaking on that. That takes a lot of power because for some reason, people feel like they owe everything an explanation.
Yeah.
I don't understand why everyone feels like they're just going to bullshit their way through a conversation about something so serious.
Yeah.
You should not be doing that.
It happens a lot with employees.
Oh my God.
That's why you kind of got to know a little bit about whatever question you're asking when you call customer service.
Oh man. I remember recently my wipers went out on my truck and I was in Tehachapi and I called the pilot. There's a pilot, or is it Flyers? No, it's Flyers. There's a Flyers out there in Tehachapi, and I called ahead of time and I said, hey, do you guys have some Rain X? Rain X is basically you spray it on your windshield, and when the rain, because it was a little bit rainy that day and the fucking wipers didn't work, I was like, God damn it, they went out. Like a sensor or something fucked up. The Rain X, all the rain does is beat up on the windshield and it just blows off. Right? And I wanted to get that so I'll be able to fucking see the road. So I stopped in after talking to customer service. I said, hey, are you sure you guys got Rain X there? He's like, oh, yeah, man, it should be here. I say, I'm going to ask you again. Are you sure that Rain X is there? He said, yeah, you should be good. Man, I pulled over, went in there, and they didn't even have that shit.
You should be good is not yet. You should have said, I want a yes or no answer.
Yeah, he said, oh, you're good, man, you're good. So I get there, and it's not there. I asked the girl, I said, hey, do you even have that product? She says, no, we don't even sell that here. I said, hey, I was like, who told me that? He's like, oh, it's a newer guy. I think he's back there stocking. I said, you tell that motherfucker to never do that shit again. I told her just like that. I said, make sure you tell that motherfucker to stop wasting people's time on the phone.
That's just an idiot.
I'm in a truck, man. You can't be like, that's not right. I'm not just pulling over in a fucking car. I got an 18-wheeler. I got a gas tanker pulling over to go into the fucking gas station or the fuel island, excuse me. And you're wasting my time. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like that ain't.
What'd you end up doing?
I ended up just taking off. But it was cool. The sun came out right away. But I was like, I'm a precautious person, and my wipers just stopped. And I was like, what the fuck happened? But yeah, dude, that ain't it, man.
Yeah.
That's like you're saying things without. That's the point I was trying to make. Is that's what you look like when you're speaking on a subject matter without any type of real background knowing it. Right? My thing is when I say something on this podcast and I'm not 100% sure, I will preface it. Say, hey, I'm not, you might go make sure you guys look that up. Or I'm not too sure about that. I don't know enough to speak on that. Because people will regurgitate the information that they get from podcasts without proof checking it.
Yeah.
I want you to proof check me.
Yeah,
and
people say a lot of wrong things, man.
And if I'm wrong, then send us a message. Hey, Eddie, you're wrong. I've actually had somebody do that a few times. Hey, Eddie, I don't think you were right about this, or you and Keith forgot you missed this. I'm cool with that. That's called constructive criticism. I'm fine with that. That's just going to help us get better and be better communicators in the future. So then we could be like, oh, wow, yeah, well, we were horribly off on that one. Let's go back to the drawing board and try this shit again.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think that, like you said, we had this conversation before, but this time, you start to get these, I think, celebrities, especially a guy like Macklemore, who's been, like an ally to the gay community and a person that's, spoken out about certain things. And I think that
they got him this time.
Yeah, he feels like, just because this is the latest trend in terms of the popular conversations that he needs to say something. I think that, certain things are a little bit more nuanced. And sometimes it's okay to just say, it's okay to say nothing, and it's okay to say a general thing. Like, hey, I'm just praying for everybody involved.
That's fine, yeah.
It's perfectly fine not to pick a side. Because once you start to pick a side, you realize that even if you are picking a side, and even if you feel like this is a genocide and certain people are dying, and it's unfortunate across the board, it's a history, it's a long history, stuff that started back in the biblical days.
Hey, if he start losing business deals and his money slow up, that's on him.
Yeah.
you can't just make certain stances out in public and then expect for everything to be going as usual. Some of the business partners and people you work with, they got a different belief system.
Somebody might be from Israel.
Yeah, and you might be doing business with somebody that's from Israel, and y'all cool, but he see that, he like, man, fuck that motherfucker. I'm not working with this guy. Yeah. And all you had to do is just shut the fuck up. I'm not saying be fake, but sometimes you don't need to talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't need it. There are things there's some belief systems and things that I may have, but if I don't feel like it's pertinent information to bring to the podcast, the fuck am I talking about it for?
Yeah.
It's just people, man. I don't know, man. It's also, they got him on some anti-Semitic shit. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I didn't see that.
It was a picture of him with like a Jewish looking costume and a long nose.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. And they said, we would expect him to say that, like being as he posted this. And it was like a Jewish looking like picture with, I don't think he had a yarmulke, but he had like one of them hats with a big old nose. And they called him out for anti-Semitism.
What'd you just say?
Or what is it? Was anti-Semitic?
You said anti-Semitism.
Yeah, anti-Semitic like costume he had on.
Yeah.
And people are reposting it. This is why you got to shut the fuck up, because people going to pull up the receipts.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you can't be doing that. You cannot be doing that.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. Just sometimes it's the classic Dave Chappelle, Ja Rule joke.
Yeah, nobody cares why do people care what Ja Rule thinks about this?
A time like this. So, Macklemore, you make good music, and we don't need to know what you think about this.
Ultimately, though, don't be the motherfucker that's always got something new to say about some movement. Like, I support these trans and this gay and this black and this white and gun rights and this
people
rights.
People are activists, though.
Man,
that's a career now. Like, people are like...
You don't need to talk about everything. You can believe certain things and say nothing about them in public.
Yeah.
There was a time in America where everybody didn't know if you was liberal or conservative. Especially in the 90s. Like, motherfuckers didn't care. Like, people didn't care that bad about...
Now they wear it as a badge of honor.
Oh, my God. Like, these liberals and conservatives are so fucking annoying. They have no idea how much they're alike. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Liberals are like, this is... The liberals trying to push dangerous narratives. Like, they pushing it too far. Like, I'm not even going to say what they pushing, but they pushing way too much shit. They pushing way too much shit, and it's not... And it's just way too much. Conservatives, a lot of them are tone deaf, like a motherfucker. But it's so sad how much is just, we're oversaturated with this information and the way people are now. Mm-hmm. People always think they got to speak up about some shit.
Yeah.
I think some things deserve to be spoken up about, especially when it's a narrative that's just way out of control. Mm-hmm. But beyond that, bro, nobody give a fuck if your ass is conservative.
Yeah.
Like, what does that matter? And liberals and conservatives do the same annoying thing when they got bumper stickers like riding with Biden, right? Or it'll be another one like Trump 2024. Yeah. Like, motherfuckers got to let you know what their party is. Mm-hmm. It's like, dog. Yeah. I had a conversation with this dude, and everything was going great. And at the end of the conversation, he's like, see, and that's why we got to vote for Trump, because, and it's like, bro, this conversation wasn't even going in that direction. I don't give a fuck if somebody did that with Biden or Trump. Like, bro, don't assume what my political affiliation is just because we had a fucking conversation.
Yeah.
Can we have a conversation without you, like, putting Democrats and Republicans on me, motherfucker? Can we talk?
Yeah.
Like, it's gotten so weird to be like, wow, this is an amazing sandwich. What deli is this from? Oh, that's from over there at Bonnie's Best there. But yeah, it is a great sandwich, but as a conservative party, we need to make sure that we create. You're like, what?
It's a conservative party.
You thought I was conservative because I bought a sandwich? What the fuck is going on?
Got to get out there and vote.
It's like, crazy. Oh my God. Imagine you go to McDonald's and you be like, oh, can I get the new rainbow smoothie, please? They'd be like, yeah. And you just trying something brand new. They'd be like, that rainbow smoothie is great. And I think that as an LGBT kid, it's like, I'm not gay. I just wanted the fucking rainbow smoothie, goddammit. Y'all niggas crazy. Y'all a trip. Leave me alone. Just make it stop. Please make it stop. Fuck.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Nothing else on that, man.
Yeah, I don't got nothing else to say about Macklemore.
I think it's safe to say we can go ahead and wrap this podcast up, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, we genuinely appreciate y'all, man. You know where to find us by now. We've got 1 million episodes with the information. Yeah. Head on over to Instagram at a Trucker's Mind Podcast. Head on to YouTube with the same name. Head on over to Cash App for a friendly donation at ATMPOD. And head over to truckersmind.com for merch. Okay? We appreciate you. Thank you for listening to the Trucker's Mind Podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
We're out of here.
Peace.